Hi, I'm Chris Purser, and in this video we're going to look at an awesome groove that's going to really help develop our ghost notes. So welcome back to the channel and another video lesson. If you haven't already, click subscribe and hit the like button if you're finding these videos helpful and getting something out of this content. In this video, we're going to look at one of my favorite exercises to practice. Practicing and working on our ghost notes and dynamics. It's a really fun groove to play. Always a great thing to practice is our dynamics as drummers. So what we're going to do is take a groove. I'm playing this around 80 BPM, keeping it nice and slow. The bigger the space, I think it's harder to get those dynamics and that stick height lower on our snare drum. This is something I see students struggle with a lot, trying to keep that stick height low. And it's something we've all struggled with in our drumming at some point. So trying to practice exercises just like this is a really cool way to try and beast that hand to get it cooking for ghost notes, keeping it nice and low. So when you're bringing out those accents on 2 and 4, wherever they are, those ghost notes are just simmering underneath. So what's cool about this groove is that we have some 16th notes and some 16th note triplets in the ghost note pattern that we're looking at. So what we're going to do is break this in half. The groove is in 4/4, so we're going to look at part 1, part 2. So part 1. In part 1, I've just put a simple bass and, so a hi-hat and bass drum together, and then a hi-hat after, counting that as one and, but you can do anything you want with that. You can make that as spicy as you want. The main part of this exercise is really what happens on beats 2 and beats 3. So going into beat 2, we're now going to have this snare drum and hi-hat backbeat, followed by a single hi-hat and then 2 16th notes. But that single hi-hat and those 2 16th notes will be phrased as 16th note triplets. So we would count this phrase as 2, 2-ender, 2, 2-ender. So in part 2, beat 3, we're now going to put 4 16th notes. We're going to play a hi-hat and bass drum together, ghost note snare drum, hi-hat and bass drum together, ghost note snare drum, keeping this chicka kind of phrase, counting that as 3 E and This then sets up the backbeat on beat 4, giving us this ghost note before an accent. So we're going to get this da-ga, da-ga. So counting the second half as 3 E and 4 and. Again with the 4 and, after you've played that snare drum backbeat, you could play more ghost notes, you could play more bass drums, subdivide it however you want. But the main kind of point of this exercise, like I said, is on beats 2 and beats 3, giving us this boom, so playing it at these nice slow tempos, as I mentioned before, I think is actually a big part of the challenge. Trying to keep the space between those notes nice and even, keeping that snare drum high on your stick nice and low. So finally, let's hear it all as a 1-bar phrase. So give this one a practice, a really good way to get the ghost notes cooking, a nice little groove as well that we can get using at slower tempos. That PDF link as always is going to be in the description below. Thanks again for watching another video. Happy practicing, stay well, and we'll see you soon.